Welcome to the Canned Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. This is Season 3, Episode 48. We've gone boldly where no Canned Wine Podcast has gone before. I don't think we had an episode 48 last year. So here at the Canned Wine Podcast, we open cans of wine and talk about it. And we're famous or infamous for our crazy exotic locations. Last week we were shooting in Central Park. This weekend we're shooting at our favorite place, which is the Point, Croton Point Park, in the middle of the Hudson River. So I apologize in advance for wearing glasses, but I'm reading this as we go. And this season we are bringing you the world in a can. So we were in Washington State last week. We've hiked back down south to California for this week. But before we can tell you about our can of the week, we have to tell you about the Wine Nerd Word of the Week. And I'm wearing all of my official Canned Wine Podcast hat and my beautifully crafted by my sister Center Stage Production t-shirt. So there's some people that like to know what I'm wearing. There you go, people. Not too fancy. Anyways, our Wine Nerd Word of the Week, which is out of Dr. Ron Jackson's great book about wine, that it's not only interesting, if you have a tornado coming, put it in your pocket and you most definitely will not blow away. That thing is huge and heavy. And our Wine Nerd Word of the Week is grafting. We're continuing with our propagation information. And grafting is the propagation technique where they take a vine, cut it, and then put it back together on a different vine root. So you have a preferred rootstock and a preferred vine. Why would you want to do that? Many times vine roots, the roots themselves can be cold hardy, they can be resistant to disease, all of these things that are beneficial when it comes to the root part of it. Now, the shoot part of it, the vine itself, that's where you get the characteristics of the fruit. And it is slightly influenced by the root, but not much. And you cut it and you put it together. There's all kind of special techniques. They tape it. That's grafting. You graft it together, and then you have a new plant with two parts that functions better than either one of the other one would. Now, before I get into our can of the week, I would like to introduce our special guest for these types of can, Dean, the Dean of De-alcoholization. Dean, are you there?
Greetings from Lynchburg, Virginia, Brad.
Oh, greetings to you too. I know we'd both tried hard to get this here because, as with many cans, it's not easy to find this one, but we talked about it and thought we would come up with the Buzzkill Cabernet. It's a 250 milliliter canned wine. It has obviously the alcohol removed, and it's a California wine, and it has California grapes in it. And do you know a little bit about this winemaker, Dean?
The winemaker is Molly Fedick, who left a job during the pandemic in New York City and Florida and elsewhere, and moved to California after things didn't work out with that company, and started Buzzkill Wines.
That's great, and Buzzkill is dedicated to non-alcohol wines. This wine really just has de-alcoholized wine, a bit of grape juice in it. It says on my fact sheet no sulfites, but it does indicate that there is some sulfites, but it is vegan friendly, so they haven't used any animal byproducts to clarify the wine. What location? Well, it comes from California. I didn't find anything more specific on where the twins. What's the Lang twins?
Randall and Brad. I think they're a fifth generation winemakers.
Well, that's great. Somehow when they said the Lang twins, I was thinking something about hockey, but maybe that's just my misspent youth. So the Lang twins make this stuff, and they make a lot of wine. And then what's the process to get the alcohol out of it, Dean?
This one is vacuum distilled, which means they put the wine in a vat, apply a vacuum so that things will boil off at a much lower temperature, which doesn't bruise the flavors of the wine. So typically, alcohol boils out at about 78 degrees centigrade, and it will do it much lower when it's under vacuum.
That's correct. And that's good because you need to have the low temperature to maintain, as you said, all of those volatile aromatic flavonoids that are in there. So that works very well. And where did we find this? Well, I'll tell you. We came up with, we were saying we need to get another NA wine to finish the season. And this arguably is our last episode of the season. And it's funny, as a student of Tai Chi, every Tai Chi exercise starts with nothing. I think it's called Wu Ji. So you start with nothing, you go through all of the motions, and you end with nothing. So in that tradition, we started with a non-alcohol wine this year, and we're ending with a non-alcohol wine. 48 episodes into it. So, and it's great that you've been there on our non-alcohol journey, and we've experienced a lot of other wines on the way. But I'll tell you, we've had some very good NA wines this year, and they've been very popular. People like to hear about them. They like to try them. So we looked online, found the Buzzkill website, and wouldn't you know it, they have a deal that all you people at home can try. Go to their website, check it out. You pay the shipping, you get a free can of wine just to try it out. So I'm hopeful that this would be a very tasty wine and well worth the price of shipping. What do you think, Dean?
I'm hoping that it is. I tend to like reds, and so I just want to make out one quick point there. There's a difference between alcohol removed wines and non-alcohol wines. Just to make a distinction there. Sometimes non-alcohol wines never had alcohol.
Exactly, and alcohol removed wines were a proper wine at one point and had it out. It's kind of a wine versus a proxy, because there are things that taste like wine that were never fermented, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So it came in a few days. I say, if you're interested and want to try some non-alcoholic beverages that are in fact wine, try it. It's well worth it. I did not try the rosé because you get one shot, and I too like a red wine. They had a rosé and a Blanc de Blanc, which obviously is a champagne style. So this stuff is stainless aged after they vacuum distill it, and we're very excited. Is there some excitement down there in Lynchburg?
There is. We're actually right in the middle of pizza for dinner, and so I told Chris to hang on. We're going to open up a can of red, and we'll have the second half of our dinner with a nice non-alcohol removed red.
Well, that's excellent. And keeping with the Buzzkill theme, I was going to pair this with wood-fired chicken on a skewer outside the cabin here. Excuse me. And we've got a storm warning, and it's raining. So there won't be a fire until later tonight, but I do have some other wines that I can try with that. So without any further ado, let's do what we do at the Canned Wine Podcast, which is, Dean?
Open cans of wine and talk about them.
Well, it has a certain density to it. The color's dark. It's got a jammy smell to it. It's not carbonated, but there is some bubbly, so it might be a little bit carbonated. What would you say, Dean?
Yeah, mine, a couple of bubbles, but I think it might just be just by in the can, kind of.
Great wine taste. I taste berries, but it's not overly fruity. It's a little bit tannic, which is unusual for sometimes these things tend to be sweet when they take the alcohol out.
Yes, very good mouthfeel. They say black cherry.
I'd give it that.
Definitely. Plum, maybe, and they say spiced. I'm not getting that yet. But tasty.
Yeah, and it's a fairly dryish, thin wine, I would say. Now this only has 45 calories per sugar, 45 calories per can, so there's not a lot of added sugar to it. So I would say this would go, as they say, with truffle fries. I'd go with any kind of French fry. I like French fries. Barbecued chicken pizza or a barbecued chicken pizza. It depends on where you put the comma. And a loaded veggie burger. Yeah, I would go with that. Any kind of red meat would be good with this too. You could eat it with venison. I don't know how it would taste with bear, but there's an option there for those of you who have access to that. Our shout out, we'd like to thank Mike for the wood for our fire that we're having tonight. We always much appreciated getting some quality wood. I think it's sugar maple, so it would have been great to cook the chicken if it hadn't rained on our parade. So, and thanks to our friends up in Port Protection. We really enjoy your comments on these videos as we enjoy your videos and commenting on them. So I know, I'm not sure if any of your people up there would like a buzzkill. There's lots of things in Alaska that can kill your buzz, but it wouldn't be this. This would make you happy, and you may be able to party through those long nights. So our head scratcher for this week, what state does this wine come from? That's not too difficult, but we don't want to make it too difficult because you're already opening your wine, even if it is a buzzkill, and we want you to enjoy it. Any final comments, Dean? It's been a great season. We've really given people the world in a can, and for all of our listeners, and you included, we have to come up with a new theme for next year. And I know you had suggested wine in a full metal jacket. I'm still going to back off on that one a little bit because it is in a full metal jacket, but it's a little bit too industrial. So.
No, I've enjoyed Dr. Jackson's book here and there. I've opened it up to a chapter here and there, and that's been a nice addition for this season.
It's an in-depth. If you need to know about wine, that's the one. He also has a wine tasting course that he had put together for government liquor people, the government sommeliers up in Manitoba, where he was teaching. Where I took a number of courses with him, and I'll tell you those. If I could go back in time, I would have gleaned a little bit more out of those Friday afternoon samplings. But he led a group of young students through a lot of information, and it was very good, as was the wine club up at the university there. So we enjoyed it, and I never thought that it would amount to much more than me having a better appreciation than wine, but it's come in very handy, as has his book. If anybody wants to look it up online, just look up Dr. Ron Jackson and wine. I found mine on eBay through somebody that was one of these organizations that helps charities by reselling books, and it was page by page very economical. So again, Dean, thank you for your encouragement and direction, not just on this non-alcohol one. We have long conversations, and you're one of my beta testers, if you will, for these things. So we really enjoy your comments, and I know maybe Chris enjoys the NA wines there as well. So it was great to see you guys this week, or this season. We got together for a cup of tea up in Wappingers Falls, I think that was.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe one of these days when the dust settles, we'll come down to Lynchburg and see what all the shouting's about.
I'm sure you'd love it down here.
All right, Dean. Until next time, Canned Wine Podcast, and this was episode 48. We might squeeze one or two special features in, because after all, I am in a cabin in the middle of a big river, and I'd like to open some cans of wine and talk about it. Thank you. Good night. Or good day, depending on where you are.